Thank you everyone for joining us today at the virtual tour of Beauty in Islamic Art. My name is Uzma Bhutto, and with me, you will be listening to our narrator and one of the participating artists, Sana. She will speak about each artwork in detail. This exhibit is organized by Ati Zar and Coalition of Muslim Women in partnership with the museum. But more than anything, this exhibition has been made possible by a generous grant from Ontario Art Council. You will be seeing a variety of Islamic artwork by seven well-established Muslim artists: Iman Alkarimi, Mélika Hashemi, Atefa Zarabadi, Riyad Matwq, Behnaz Fatemi, Haneen Dalla-Ali, and Sana Faheemuddin. Let's see what our curators Ati Zar and Sohaila Isfahani have to say about this exhibition. Islamic art is often vibrant and distinctive. Beauty in Islamic art is a unique opportunity to observe distinct and intricate art forms and to learn about the vast cultural diversity and values present in Islamic art. With this, I will now ask Sana to speak about each of the artwork.
The very first artist we have is Atefa Zarabadi. The title of this art piece is Hajj Pilgrimage During the Pandemic. What you see here is the image of the Hajj pilgrimage, which is one of the world's largest religious gatherings. The annual Muslim pilgrimage normally attracts 2.5 million people, but this year less than 1% of the crowd was accommodated to ensure physical distancing. The Grand Mosque is Islam's holiest site located in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. During Hajj, each pilgrim walks 7 times around the Kaaba, a cube-shaped building towards which Muslims perform their prayers. In this artwork, there are 4 separated canvases that induce the feeling of physical distancing. The Kaaba in the middle is the focal point, still keeping the pilgrims together while being separated. Here is another art piece of calligraphy from Atefa, the 3 pieces titled Peace, Love, and Friend. Calligraphy in Islamic art is used to convey messages from Holy Quran and poetic texts. Blue in Islamic tradition often signifies the impenetrable depths of the universe, and turquoise blue is thought to have mystical qualities. These verses are written in modern calligraphy, a combination of Arabic and Persian style. The second artist is Haneen Dalla-Ali with her first artwork on digital tracings of home in the diaspora. Digital Tracings of Home in the Diaspora proposes 3 digital models that explore the hybrid identity of an Arab and Muslim Canadian living in the suburbs of southern Ontario. Prompted by an ongoing search for home following Haneen's family's migration from Iraq through UAE to Canada, the proposed works address the struggle of living as a migrant and as the feared other in the West today. The digital installation presents a hybrid encounter with landscape features at Cooksville Creek in Mississauga, near her first home in Canada post-migration. The rocks, amongst the first Canadian landscape features that greeted her upon arrival, are digitally scanned, then transfigured by text in her native language, Arabic. As pieces within a digital mapping of the terrain of her home in the diaspora, the models explore her layered notion of home and present digital tracings of how she sees home today. The second artwork by Haneen Dalla-Ali is titled Timbit's Box, transfigured on laser-cut basswood. The story behind this art piece is on the evening of January 29, 2017, 6 innocent people lost their lives and 19 others were injured when a gunman opened fire inside a mosque in Quebec City, Canada. Made in the wake of the tragedy and in response to how the event was handled in the media, Timbit's Box transfigured challenges to those who question Muslim Canadians' identities and place within the Canadian society. The hybrid object features a juxtaposition of the iconic form of the Canadian Timbit's Box, transfigured by an Islamic geometric pattern. It is dedicated to those who lost their lives and their families who will continue to be affected by the attack for the rest of their lives. The third art piece by Dalla-Ali is titled Goalie Mask, transfigured on a medium laser-cut taskboard and hand-cut basswood. The artist's thoughts and idea of this work are based on the Quebec mosque attack, the anti-Islam protest outside a mosque in Toronto in 2017, as well as the rise in hate crimes and Islamophobia that followed after the American elections of 2016. Goalie Mask protects its wearer from offense. The hybrid object features the form of a hockey goalie mask, an object subject to attack within any hockey game, transfigured by an Islamic geometric pattern. In contrast with the traditional use of the goalie mask as a rigid shield, the new hybrid object, rendered delicately by the juxtaposed geometry, invites the opponent to treat it with the utmost care and responsibility. The third artist, Mélika Hashemi, brings her beautiful artwork with the title Sorry My Back is Facing You. The flowers bring out the beauty with embroidery floss, fiberglass mesh, and glass rods. The work is a literal and visual translation of an Iranian custom. In the case where one's back is facing another, that individual would typically apologize to the other. The response to that apology translates to a flower has neither a back nor a front side. Another art piece by the same talented artist, Mélika Hashemi, shows her artwork variations on the blue eye. Here the medium used is polycotton fabric and MDF. Mélika's work investigates the effects of decontextualization. By manipulating the blue eye's attributes into unusual ones, the artist asks the viewers whether or not they believe the blue eye's protected feature translates from a holder's home or neck into a gallery setting. Our fourth artist, Behnaz Fatemi, brings the Islamic artwork of the cycle of deconstruction as a digital painting. This painting is inspired by Persepolis stone reliefs and the famous colors representing Iran, such as Persian blue as the national color, turquoise representing paradise, and gold symbolizing opulence, all being found in many famous mosques in her homeland, Iran. Although the design sketch is founded in these beautiful elements, because of the destruction she had lived and observed in her life, she drew slaughtered bodies to symbolize the sadness that has blanketed Iran, a country rich with art, literature, and culture. At first glance, audiences will encounter beautiful forms, but with a closer look, they will realize something is amiss. In fact, the juxtaposition between the corpses and the beautiful colors and shapes creates a powerful relief. In effect, the digital painting visually impresses the visitors by telling the hidden story. The fifth artist is a young artist named Sana Faheemuddin. Her first art piece is titled The Void, which is a performance art piece. Faheemuddin uses pseudo-calligraphy inspired by Arabic letters to express the endless void that exists within humans. Starting from emptiness, the space is soon filled with broken letters piling upon each other. Eventually, the space becomes occupied and then the void becomes reversed. The artist reclaims the letters and dips the remaining ink back into the bowl. The performance is looped to show the endless need to fulfill an unfillable void. This next art piece is titled Too Beautiful to Touch, using mediums such as underglaze on ceramic beads, embroidery floss, and threads on velvet. The sculpture was inspired by the tasbih, prayer beads, an object used in Islam in order to recite the remembrance of Allah, God. These prayer beads are always created with lots of beautification due to their special purpose, yet they often remain unused. At times, the tasbih will be found hanging in cars, on a wall, or sitting on a prayer rug, beautified and left untouched. Faheemuddin wanted to create a large and immensely decorated tasbih in order to comment on its misuse. The intentional use of clay to create both a fragility and heaviness disables a person from using this precious object. This art piece is untitled and made with laser-cut birchwood blocks. This piece is inspired by the popular Western board game Scrabble. Similarly to the 7 letters that would be drawn in the game, 7 Urdu letters are chosen, all physically unable to connect when written. The disconnect between the letters and the main purpose of the game is used to represent the miscommunication that seems to exist between the people of the East and the West. Our next artist is Riyad Matwq, and the title of the work is Islamic Ceramic Murals. Islamic art has very notable achievements in ceramics, both in pottery and tiles for walls, known for its radiant colors, rich patterns, and symmetrical silhouettes. Arabic calligraphy is an art of fine art in all its branches and types due to its plastic art capabilities. Riyad's artworks are 4 ceramic plates in which the artist has used the method of diversity in touches of surface levels, different Arabic fonts, and multicolored glazes such as yellow, blue, green, and brown, as you can see. The last artworks to explore are calligraphy paintings by Iman Al-Khurimi. Calligraphy is the most recognizable of Islamic art forms. The fluid lines and elegance of the Arabic letters are central to the expression of the faith and the spirituality. Here, the artist has used this traditional form of writing and put a freeform twist on old techniques. Her modern designs do not conform to the strict rules of classical Arabic calligraphy. Iman painted the crafts in creating a modern painting that mixes Islamic verses with contemporary art in an artistic and technical style. In her works, the mixture of the text and image create perfectly balanced compositions.
Thank you, everyone. We hope you had a great time in visiting the virtual tour of Beauty in Islamic Art. You're welcome to follow our page, Coalition of Muslim Women of KW, and do support the museum, our great partners, by visiting their websites. Have a great day, everyone.